Hello my darlings, welcome to Edwigealamode, where I share all things fabulous. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Edwige. I love fashion, beauty and lifestyle. In today's video, we are talking about relationships, we are talking about dating, we are talking about dating in 2022 to be precise, and how the internet, Instagram, is creating false illusions about relationships. And also, maybe I'll share my experience as a single woman in my 30s, how dating how it is for me. And also, we are talking about Congolese men. Now, disclaimer, this video is not about anyone. This video is not bashing men. This video, we are not bashing, we are not talking negatively about anybody. I've asked questions to a few women and I'm going to share their concerns. And so it's not just my opinion. I'm going to be sharing what other Congolese women think about Congolese men, the positive and the negative, and how we can change. Because I know as men, you guys also maybe have something that you would want us to do. There's also concerns in your end. That's what I'm trying to say. And feel free to comment those concerns down below so that we can all talk about it. And I'm just going to explain this in Lingala as well, because I know that some my fellow Congolese people may be watching. So from every now and then, I will switch from Lingala to English to Lingala so that they can understand. Okay. Na bande kuloba video oyo e na sala ngo pona mutu te eza seulement video tozo sulula makambo so sala biso passe na mutema lokola basi contre mibali na biso ba congolais na yebi pe na mibali boza pe na ba problème na bino o ba concerns na bino o boza na ngo pona basi pe bolinga basi ba changer. Donc soki ezali bo feel free bo chango na ba commentaire pe to solola ngo, mais video ezate poto finga mibala ba congolais poto trop mabe so ndeni non, eza seulement tozo share ba positif na ba négatif, parce que as Congolese women toza na besoin pe to bala ba congolais, mais to mona ke ezo simbate omoni. So yangwana to luka solution na makambo oyo to parler sur ma relation, parce que ndetinga bonaza na nga single nazo share ba experience na nga pe nazo share o nazo sentir omoni. Donc ba fille pe msu baza ba single o baza na besoin un jour ba bala pe bakozwa moi quelque chose na video oyo. So I was just explaining that this video is not to bash anyone, it's literally just discussing single issues as women, and it could also concern women who are married. And yeah, so let's dive into it. Go ahead, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I love this as a primer, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This just really helps to hydrate the skin. And I'm actually basically out, so I need to go and get another one because I absolutely love this. I just like to work my fingers through and distribute the product all over my face like so. And I like to bring this also to my neck area. So I've written down a few points which I want us to discuss today. I wanted to start off why dating in 2022, it's almost a myth, and why it's becoming so difficult and why it sucks, right? And you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I don't know, I just don't think it's enjoyable anymore. I think people don't know how to date anymore, you know. And I think it's important to date. People have false illusions of relationships. And this is for men and women, you know, this is for men and women. I think men have a unhealthy and unrealistic view of relationships. And to some degree, I think women also, I think for men and women, I think everybody has options. Everybody is able to go out there and think there's a next person I can move on to if things don't work out with you. People come into relationships with that ideology of the grass is always greener on the other side sort of thing. And there was a video the other day that I found on Instagram, Next up, I'm gonna go with my favorite foundation. If you know me, if you have been following me, then you know how much I love this Luminous Silk by Giorgio Armani. I have been using this foundation for over 6-7 years. This is my go-to. This is my favorite foundation to use ever. I've tried others, but I always come back to this one. Like, she is my safe zone. She works perfectly for me. The coverage is amazing, but she still gives you that natural skin-like result, which I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Yes, so I'm gonna play the video on the screen so that you can watch it.
If you're dealing with a man who's purposeful, you could never be his priority. You know why? Because his purpose to himself, to what he gotta do, is always gonna be first. He's always gonna choose the opportunity that's gonna advance his career, which trickles down and benefits you if he's his woman. All men need a woman to remind them of who they are. Because at times we do get lost, we do get misguided, and we lean on our woman. A lot of the times with men.
And this is why dating in 2022 is it's almost toxic and it's so difficult. Because I think people don't value people anymore. People don't value relationships anymore. And I think some men have made comments like, oh, you know, I have options. I don't need to commit to one person. If you're not giving me what I need, and I need to move on. And obviously I'm a believer of whatever you don't give me, somebody else will willingly give it to me. I get that. But it doesn't mean that we don't give people the opportunity to put in work. It doesn't mean that you don't work on your patience. And 2022 dating is all about, this is who I am and accept it. And I've always been against this is who I am and accept it, because I believe that when you love somebody, you will automatically change for that person. I believe when you love somebody, the things that you said you'll never do, guess what? You'll do it for them. So this is who I am, accept it is bullshit, if you ask me. We all have bad traits. Do you know what I mean? As humans, we all have bad traits. We all have character traits that we've built over the years. But it doesn't mean that that's who I am, and I'm not going to change that. If I know that a certain thing that I do, a certain behavior or trait that I have makes my partner uncomfortable or makes my partner unable to love me correctly, then guess what? I have to work on it. It doesn't mean that I'm changing the core of who I am. You know, I always say the way we think, our mindset changes every single day. Because as a woman, I change my mind about things every single day. And like, I think we need to work on ourselves. We need to work on our values. We need to work on patience. I feel like this generation doesn't have patience to cultivate relationships. This generation doesn't have the patience to elevate one another. This generation doesn't have the patience to help, to see, doesn't have the patience to work on the roots, doesn't have patience to water the soil of the relationship, the soil of a person. And it breaks my heart, because love is work, you know. And this is not to say that love is pain, like our communities say, like our families say, or, you know, no. I think we need to stop saying that, because it's not hard. Love shouldn't be hard. Love should be easy. Love should feel like home. When you meet your person, you know, things happen in life. Situations occur where things become difficult, but that's part of life. But it's not to say that love itself is difficult. I don't agree with that, saying that love itself is difficult, you know. And this is why I believe in soft life so much, because soft life is a life of ease. And it goes back to the video I was saying last time, that I am a child of God. My Father is a king sitting on his throne. The Bible says goodness and mercy shall follow me forever, for the rest of my life. So why does that not apply to relationships? Why does that not apply to marriage and family life? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think we need to really reevaluate how we feel about relationships, how we feel about people. And going back to the video that I was going to show you, the reason why I even created some stories on my Instagram, because this video peed me off. Basically, this man, as you watched, was saying that, oh dear, I left my brow pencil, but it's okay because my brows are microbladed. But I just like to fill them up a little bit, sorry. But I'm going to go with the powder and just remove some of that shine from my brows. This video pissed me off because I think this is a very unrealistic way to view life. Like, I understand that we are all working hard. Now we're moving over to my brows. I'm just going to brush them up and then I'm going to apply concealer with no pencil. I did my brows with Nails Beauty. I'll link the video down below where she microbladed my brows. I think this view is very unrealistic, unhealthy, sorry, very unhealthy, because, you know, it just goes to show that we don't value our relationships anymore. We don't value people. And you know, just because you're following your dreams, to intentionally say that a woman will never hold a priority space in your life. You will never put a woman on that pedestal. And I think it's so wrong. It's wrong. And men tend to have an issue when a woman wants to be priority. Because guess what? You're priority in my life. I value you and I value my relationship with you. So I'm going to make you priority. You saying that you'll never be priority because I'm trying to hustle, my passion, my vision comes first. It's not how you should be. If that's the case, you should be single. Sorry, I need to be quiet because this is doing the brows, yeah, and speaking at the same time. It's not easy, or I haven't mastered it yet. So sorry, I went ahead with the Pro Conceal in Toffee. Honestly, I think you should stay single. Stay single instead of making blank statements like that. You're just shooting blanks. And it's selfish. It's very, very selfish because guess what? I'm going to put you priority. Do you know what I mean? And I know that, you know, things happen. Situations happen. Things happen. Plans change. Things happen. Situations take place where, you know, I may not be able to reach you. I may not be able to drop things to be with you. But it's not intentional. Do you get it? I might have a very, very important meeting that my life depends on it, or I could be in a very compromising position where something is going off at work and you need me and I can't be there. But it's up to me to be like, babe, I'm so sorry I can't be there. I really have to do this because my life depends on it. My work depends on it. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you're just telling me that, just know that I'm a hustler, I'm a man, I need to make money, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I'll never put you number one, you'll never be number one for me, you'll never be that. You're telling me, you're willingly telling me that I'm second best, you're willingly telling me that I'm an option, that you don't value me. If that's what you're telling me, you don't value me. Because when you value somebody, automatically you want to do things for them. Automatically, as a man, that hero instinct kicks in, where you want to be my hero. So the fact that you don't want to do that and you're telling me is because of your career, that is what's the word I could even use for that? I don't think selfish cuts it. Selfish, ladies, find the word for it and leave it down below, because selfish doesn't even cut it. Because as a woman, I give up a lot for a man. I do. I give up myself. I give up my life. I give up my body. I give up so much for you. So much for you. To make sure that when you get home, your food is on the table. That's me putting you first. Because I could be exhausted as hell, but I'm working so hard to ensure that you come home, I'm looking good, the house is clean, you've got food on your table, the bed has been changed, the kids are put in bed. All that's it, all called a sacrifice. All of that is a sacrifice because you're priority. Do you understand? It means I leave a meeting to pick up your phone call. It means I drop whatever I'm doing to ensure that you have my attention. To make sure you have my attention. And to hear a man say that, and I saw that one of my followers on Instagram, a man, shared it. And I told him off straight away. I was like, you shouldn't be sharing this. And he was like, why? I said to him, you know what? We're going to talk about it later. Because, you know, I know that we love sharing videos, but we really have to understand the message that is being passed. And it worries me because younger men will listen to this video and they will think, yeah, this is the right way to be. No. The Bible says to love your neighbor. To love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. How can you tell me you love me, but you don't prioritize me? Please make it make sense. And men, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not love. That is not selfish. Love is putting the other person's needs before yourself. Yeah, the person that you see in front of you. But so how can we say we love God because we don't see God? How can you say you love God and then you don't even love your neighbor as you love yourself? You don't love your wife as you love yourself. This is why the Bible says a man should love his wife like Christ loves the church. I think men need to go and study that, because everything unfolds around a man. And this is why I'm passionate about this, because I think men in general don't understand the assignment. Men in general don't understand the assignment. When you love your wife as Christ loves the church, trust me, you will have no problems in your household. You will have no problems. And this takes me back to Bibish, who's my plant. And I was saying the other day that being with Bibish and having my plant and being a plant mummy has taught me so much about myself, about patience, about putting in the work and constantly checking in. People don't check in. People are quick to check out. You know, people are so quick to check out. Okay, I think my brows are done. I've zoomed it in a little bit more. Yeah, like people are so quick to check out than to check in, you know? Yeah, so having Bibish has taught me so much about myself, about patience. So we're gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Mine is in the warm sand, and it looks like so. I love this concealer, it's my favorite. I've been using it for a while. So looking after Bibish has taught me that, especially as a woman. So the thing is, this is what I always say to men. When you, as a man, you need to know how to check the soil of your woman. A woman is a flower. Me personally, I'm a flower. You need to be able to water me. When you water me, I become more nurturing to you. As a woman, we always sit back and wait to see what a man can bring. I don't know where the camera stopped, but I was saying that a man needs to bring security, stability. Know that, okay, if she's acting a bit like this, is because I've not put in the work. Because automatically, when you put in the work, I'm going to be submissive to you. I'm going to go with my beauty blender and just blend this. When you check the soil, you water her accordingly. In order for me to water Bibish, I check the soil, right? When the soil is dry, I know that she needs watering. Actually, no, I'm doing it wrong. What I have been doing, actually, is my concealer to dry on the face. I went in too quickly. I leave it to dry. I find when I do this, the application is a lot more smoother and she blends in a lot more better. At this point, what I tend to do is start to contour. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and contour. And to contour, I'm using my Fenty Beauty Cocoa Naughty. Looks like so. It looks like so. I've literally hit the pan, as you can see. So I check the soil to ensure the soil is dry. When the soil is dry, I'll go ahead and water her accordingly. Right? And it's teaching me the patience. It's teaching me to be attentive to her needs, because she doesn't speak. Right? And I saw a quote the other day that said on Instagram, sometimes you have to tell people how to love you. And this is why love language are important. You know, and some people and if you guys believe in love languages, comment down below. And if you don't believe in it, comment down below and let me know why. But I believe that everybody sees love differently. Everybody receives love differently. The same way we don't all think the same. We don't all receive things the same. So therefore, love languages are important, because how you feel mostly loved isn't necessarily how I feel loved. And I believe when you're with somebody, they should pay attention to how you like to be loved. You know, it's an assignment for a man to study his wife, or to study the potential person that he wants to be with. And it's also the same job that a woman needs to study this man, to ensure that you know how this man appreciates love, how he wants to be loved. Whatever makes you feel most loved is what I should be doing. Vice versa. Whatever makes me feel loved, I believe a man should be doing that for me. And you naturally want to do it when you love somebody. You want to make them happy. Simple. You want to put them first. So when people say they don't believe in love languages, it baffles me, because is it that you don't believe in love languages, or you're afraid to love them how they want to be loved because you think it makes you feel less of a man, or because you literally cannot provide what they need? Right? That's how I see it. But anyway, I could be wrong, right? And I want to talk about standards and boundaries. Do you guys think that it's important to have standards and boundaries when you're dating and in relationships as a whole? And when I say relationships, I mean with everybody. This could be family, romantic relationship, it could be anything. because I believe that boundaries and standards are important, and everybody should have standards, and especially women should have standards. This is something that I'm passionate about, because, you know, I believe not everybody deserves to be in your life. You don't need to give every man a chance to be with you. And sometimes people make me feel like I'm being unreasonable, because I say that it's not every man that I give a chance to. I'm not going to waste my time. If I know that this man cannot provide what I already provide for myself and more, why should I give that person a chance? And it's not even for me to be horrible. It's because I value my life. I value my experience. I've worked so hard to be able to give myself a certain life, you know? And also as a person, I've worked hard to work on my qualities as a woman. So my qualities, meaning my character, I've worked on my heart. I've worked on how I receive information. I've worked on my patience. I've worked on how I receive love. I've worked on my emotional intelligence. So of course, I also want somebody who also matches that. And I believe that standards are there to protect you from low quality people, and low quality people and low quality experiences. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I believe that, you know, we should teach our children to have standards. And standards aren't just for characters. People have standards for everything, for character, for behavior, for the way of life. And those things are important. Those things are very, very important. I have standards for everything. I like to be around people who are integral. Integral people, meaning that you're one with yourself. You say what you say, you mean it, and you do it. That's very important to me. And having people who are emotionally intelligent in my life is very, very important, especially in romantic relationships, you know? And which is something that a lot of men tend to lack these days, emotional intelligence, to be able to receive information and understand things from a broader spectrum. You know, my boundaries are there to protect me from low quality men who aren't integral, men who don't respect themselves, men who don't value themselves, men who aren't kind, and people in my life. And the same rule applies to my friends, my family, with everybody. These are the things that I take pride in, because I'm a principled person. I have principles, and it's important to be with people who also are principled, you know, and especially a man. It's important to be with a man that's principled, a man that knows what he wants, a man that is sure about himself, a man that is one with himself, a man that stands on his words, act upon it, and not just says things. Those are very important. But at the same time, I believe that life experiences are also important. So this is where kind of money comes into it. It's not to say that, and I think often people look at me and say, oh, you only date guys with money. And to be honest with you, it's not true. Money is not everything to me. I say this all the time. Yes, I enjoy luxury. Yes, I want a life of ease. Yes, I want to provide a lifestyle for my children that I never had. I don't want my kids to beg. I don't want my kids to lack. I don't want my kids to feel like they can't take a trip whenever they want to. I want to hand my kids money to buy their first house. Yes, I want to teach them to work hard, but I gave birth to them. It's my duty to provide for them. You know, to have that life set for them. They know, for example, that I have 50K, 100K, a million sitting in my account that my mum and dad left for me in order for me to set my business. Because nowadays I'm going to set with my powder, which is the Huda Beauty. How much are you putting in to help your child? How much are you putting in now? How much savings do you have for your children right now? Do you know what I mean? How much? How much do you contribute to your kids? So a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I know will never stay at a 3 or 2 star hotel. Never. Because they've built a standard for themselves. Why should I have to stay at a 2-star hotel? You know? And I believe that a hotel that you go and stay at is just a principle of mine. It should be a representation of your home. So if your home is a 2-3 star where you don't even have carpets, you don't have flooring, then of course you can go and stay at a 2-star hotel with cockroaches walking around and with mouses everywhere. Of course, because you don't have standards. Standards are there to protect you. Standards are not a bad thing, you know, because I think in nowadays, I feel like men are intimidated by standards. But why? I think it's only because they know they cannot provide. But this is why I will sustain that for you. And this is what I always say: men of lower quality should know their place and should never disturb women that they're not ready for. And there's nothing wrong to say, you know what, she's above my league. She likes nice things. And I personally always get sticks for liking nice things. And I guess this is kind of like where we will flip it to like Congolese men a little bit. I asked some of you to send me in your questions, and you did, and your concerns, so we're going to go through it after. But I personally get sticks for, like, Congolese men will come into my page and be like, hey, unakaka by Louis Vuitton, unakaka, all she likes is Louis Vuitton, all she likes is expensive things. But I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. I don't even know what to say. What I can say is there's absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying a bit of luxury in your life. When I'm contouring, I literally use powders because I like the consistency. I like the effect that it gives. It's much, much better. And I like to also contour my chin like so, because I like that it gives my face a much more slimmer effect. So we're going to do that, and then now I'm going to go ahead with the powder, and I'm just going to do a reverse contour like so. You know, I don't put my value on luxury things and luxury you know, holidays or restaurants, whatever. No, that's not that. I value relationships. I value the person's internal. I value a good heart. I value a good character. I value integral people. Also values to have good experiences. A man that also enjoys providing me a life full of beautiful memories. You know, like I always say, yes, I love going to restaurants. Me personally, I do. But I also prefer home cooked meals, where my man is cooking something for me, making me breakfast, or, do you know what I mean, preparing a nice meal, candlelit dinner at home. I love that. If anything, I'd rather that, you know. But obviously, I want to go out too. Why am I not going out? I want to go out. I want to go on dates. Dates are important because it opens your minds to new things. I see dates like traveling. Dating allows you to open your mind, allows you to talk about subjects. It allows you to, I don't know, to see a different side to each other. It allows you to conversate in an open environment with other people. It allows you to, so it's really, really hot in here. Standards are important. For me, standards are important. Once I meet somebody and tell them about my standards, it protects me from getting the best out of life. It allows others to treat me how I treat myself. Do you know what I mean? And I believe everybody should have standards. So I appreciate a man having standards because it means that you value yourself. Because you value yourself, you've set boundaries. People can't just speak to you anyhow. Just because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean they can speak to you anyhow. They respect you enough to give you respect. And that's how I see it. And standards are important because if I expect love, respect from you, it's because of my standards and I know what I can give you. Because I know what I can give you love, I can give you affection, I can be attentive to your needs. I'm going to appreciate your values, I'm going to appreciate your standards, and I'm going to respect your boundaries. That's important to me, and I deserve that back. And as women, I think we can all agree that's what it is. We want that back. And I feel like men nowadays don't want to respect boundaries, don't want to respect standards, you know. And like me personally, I get criticized for liking nice stuff, for liking nice things, for spending money on nice experiences and treating myself like a queen, you know. And if I treat myself like a queen, of course I want my man to treat me like a queen, you know. And it's not even a question of money. And this is the thing, it's not even a question of money. You don't need money to a certain degree. You don't need money to treat a woman like a queen. Do you know what I mean? And people, you know, like I was mentioning before, like, oh, you only date for money, la la la. It's not true. It really isn't true. Just because I enjoy the finer things in life, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I will just date a man because he has money. I don't look at a man's pocket. It means nothing, because a man with money doesn't mean that he's generous. Maybe a man that even has less is more generous than a man with money. Not every man that has money is generous and willing to love and respect. Love, respect is very important to me. When a man loves me and respects me, he will automatically want to treat me like a queen, even if he earns £10 a month. Do you know what I mean? I'm just giving an example there. It just means that he will go above and beyond for me, and I don't think that's too much to ask for, and which is very, very rare these days. Nobody wants to go above and beyond for anybody, you know. But yeah, so Congolese men, let's go into the questions that I wanted to talk about. You know, I love Congolese men, I do. Do I want to marry a Congolese man? Why not? Why not? Why not? And for me personally, it doesn't matter where a man is from. What matters is the heart. Finding a man with a good heart, a man that doesn't want to see you suffer, is important to me. Yeah, a man that will respect me, honor me, cherish me, and not take me for granted. Those are the things that are very, very important to me. And where he's from, it doesn't really matter. But if it happens to be Congolese, gloire à Dieu, like we say in Lingala, glory to God, you know, I don't have an issue with that. But let me see what you guys were writing. So, you ladies sent in your messages. I asked you, what are the concerns you have about Congolese men? Someone said that inconsistency is killing me, blocked, and next. So it's to say that Congolese men say they want a woman, but they're not consistent. Oh, I'm going with the MAC lip liner. This is in Chestnut. They're not consistent. They take you. They're not consistent with the cause. They're not consistent with the dates. They're not consistent with their vision. They're not consistent with their plan. And they're not consistent in leading. So I went with the liner, and then now I'm gonna go with I'm using my Chanel lipstick in Cocoa Flash. This is in number 84. I love this color. It's like a neutral color. So I'm gonna do that. Because my expectations are high, because I know what I give myself. So if a man comes into my life and he's not consistent, I'm consistent with me, right? As a woman, I personally like to watch and see where the man is taking this. I want to see the levels that you're bringing in. Because as a man, you lead, right? And I think sometimes Congolese men want to lead straight away. And it's like, no, just take it easy. I believe a man leads in a marriage. When you're dating, you'll get to know each other. You can lead by choosing that we go on dates, by saying, babes, I've booked a restaurant I want to book a restaurant for us to go out. Where do you want to go? Okay, cool, I've booked it. Oh, babe, I want to take on holiday. I've booked it. Babe, I've booked it. That's you leading in a relationship. But sometimes men think leading, Congolese men perhaps think leading means him making a decision, or him, I don't know, like, I don't know what they think, but like, you need to relax. You really need to relax. It's not that deep. Of Congolese men, inconsistency. Congolese men are inconsistent, basically. Lack of true ambition. Jealous of women getting better or women doing better. Do you know what? I think this is... I see where you ladies are going with this. And I think a lot of girls actually say this. And it's funny because, oh, I'm going with the Mented eyeshadow Everyday palette. And I'm going in with a brown color right there, these two. And this is something that I think my friend, who's also Congolese, Mel, asked me the other day. He said to me, do you think Congolese men are intimidated by you? Because they always seem to have negative things to say about the way I live my life, and you know, and because I like nice things. But liking nice things and working hard to provide a lifestyle for me as a single woman, it should motivate you. You shouldn't see it as intimidation. And my thing is, if you see it as intimidation, it just means that you're not ready, you're not for me. Because you should be, and I think a lot of men say, oh, you know, life is hard, men go through it, you know, men have to work so hard to make a living, and often men are not appreciated, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that, and I'm going in with a light color. I get that. But I'm a big believer of sticking with your people, knowing your standard, knowing your level, and sticking to it. Me personally, like I say, I want the best of everything. And I wish you guys went in a little bit more about the inconsistency that you find in Congolese men. Because obviously, I'm not really that experienced in Congolese men, so I don't know. Do you know what I mean? What your struggles are. But I can only speak about it in men in general. But in terms of intimidation, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Like men, if you're watching, you can tell me if I'm wrong. And me personally, like I know that some men are intimidated by me. They look at me and they say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to approach her because I can't, because I cannot give her the lifestyle that she's giving herself. And to be honest with you, I respect that. But from where I'm standing right now, I like a high valued man because I'm a high valued woman. I believe in qualities in anything, because if I'm going to gift you something, if I'm going to take you somewhere, if I'm going to conversate with you, if I'm going to love you, it's never going to be half-hearted. It's never going to be 50-50. It's going to always be 100% and above. Like say if it's my birthday and you've bought me a bag from, I don't know, like Primark. Of course I'll be unhappy with it. Because when it's your birthday, I know your birthday's coming up, and I'm going to save money, even from the beginning of the year, to make sure that I buy you something of value because I put value on you. Or take you somewhere nice because I put value. Even if it's dinner at home, I know that I'm going to buy the best fish, I'm going to buy the best wine, and I'm going to create a best experience for you. That's how I see things. It's never because I just want it for the sake of it and I'm not going to give it back. No, I'm going to give it back to you. And love is transactional. It's not just give, give, give. It's give, take, give, take. And that's why sometimes I think love is conditional a little bit. You can love somebody unconditional. Like I believe in loving just because. But I can love you just because. But if you're not loving me just because and giving me and making me better and seeing myself in this new light and giving me the best experience. Because listen, the rest of our life is a long time, you know. I need to ensure that I'm going to be with this person who's going to do anything to put a smile on my face. Because guess what? I'm going to do anything to put a smile on your face. So yeah, I went over and did my lashes and now I'm about to blush. So yeah, I'm going to use the eyeshadow by Mented and to use as a blush because I forgot my blusher. But this is a really nice color. I'm going to use that. So yeah, so the concerns that basi baza nango ozake, ibal na biso a Congolais baza consistent, baza inconsistent. Inconsistent. They are inconsistent to love. They are inconsistent in relationships. They are inconsistent in everything. Obandili kambu basili sangote basukaka quelque part. Baebi gomandenga ozala attentive na moi cité. So me bal lelo baza inconsistent. Men are inconsistent. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to provide safety. They don't know how to, Congolese men don't know how to provide security. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about what a woman can do for them, bring to their life, make their life easier. And a woman supporting their dreams and their goals. What do you actually do for the woman? You don't bring nothing for the woman. The woman is there. She'll sacrifice her life, her body, bear children, sacrifice her time, her energy to ensure you have food. Even when she's unwell, she makes sure she cooks because you refuse to learn to make even pasta. So what do these women actually get in return? And women are tired. And I think this is not just Congolese men, I think it's men in general. Women are tired of sacrificing everything and every day for you. And, you know, when you don't even have patience for her. She does one thing wrong and you go and cheat. She does one thing wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no support for women. There's no understanding. There's no consistency of loving. You don't check in to make sure you're checking the soil to make sure she's okay. You know, I always say this, a woman is a representation of her man. If you are ashamed of your woman, you should be ashamed of yourself. The longer a woman is with you, and I even shared this video, the longer a woman is with a man, she should become better. She should become better, a better woman, a better member of society, a better person, a better mother, a better wife, a better everything. Vice versa. But really, a man helps a woman to grow. And I think men these days don't have they don't have time for that or the energy. They want a woman that's just ready to mother them. But that's not love. And somebody else said about Congolese men, you just have to find the right person, a respectful and someone who cares, because a lot of Congolese men come across as not caring or respectful. Okay, fair enough. And someone else said, and everything should be equal in the relationship, no control or power, which I think is another thing that women are complaining, that with Congolese men, they like control. I'm going to go ahead with my MAC Deep Deposit to highlight. They love control. They love to be in control. It's almost like whatever they say kind of goes. I think that's what women mean. There's no compromising. And there's that, you know, this is who I am, accept me, like I said at the beginning, which is something that a lot of people have said as well. And I think even in just today's society, I feel like a lot of people have become like that. This is who I am, accept me. You know, there's accepting you for who you are. But when I know that you need to improve your character, then you have to work on it. When you have to improve your mindset, it doesn't mean you're changing who you are. You're improving for the better. You know what I mean? What you can't change is a person's heart. This is what I always say. You cannot change a person's heart, and your heart is who you are. Your mindset changes. Your behavior changes because you build behaviors due to habits. Your habits become your behavior, and your mindset is what you think. What you think changes every single day. You can train yourself to think different, but you can't train your heart to be different. And this is why a heart is important more than money. Money is not important to me. A man's heart is very important, because the heart is the root of everything. If you have a good heart, then you know you're going to look after me. You would want to look after me. I want, you know, as women, we want a man that's passionate about loving me, loving us. A man that's passionate about making my life easier. A man that's passionate about helping me to grow. A man that's passionate about helping me to establish myself, establish my business. A man that's going to make me smile. A man that's going to sacrifice himself for me. Because when you do all those things automatically, as a woman, we submit. Nalobaka, omoni, pour moi c'est azala apeso soumission. Yo faut salela, il faut la mobali, il faut yeba ki mobali na yo. Il faut oza mobali yo o chaka mabolongo na se o sambili nzambe edenga nalinga mwasi oyo ndenge yo olingi. Nalinga mwasi o ndenge nzambe lingaka église. A man that can go on his knees and ask God, help me to love this woman like Christ loves the church. A man that reads his Bible, you will understand all a woman's needs. And when you understand a woman's need and you present those to her, there's no reason why she should be submissive. Before you even ask, my love is already done. Before you, oh baby, your food is there. Oh honey, everything is sweet. Because why? A man controls everything in a home. Yes, I know we say a woman is literally in charge physically. But when you look at it emotionally, a man and spiritually, a man needs to lead spiritually first. And you can only lead spiritually when you're walking within the love of God and the word of God. And this is why it's important. People say, I want this kind of relationship. I want this type of woman. Are you that type of a man? You say you want a good woman, an educated woman, but can you handle her? When it's given to you, you can't handle it. Because a woman that's educated, like myself, I'm educated, I work hard, I live alone, I pay my own bills, I'm very principled. There's certain behavior I'm not going to tolerate. I'm not going to tolerate it because I know my value and I know my worth. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to have it. And as a man, you should be honored that you're with a woman who knows who she is, who knows her values, a woman who, a God-fearing woman who understands that she's a daughter of the Most High, so she deserves the best. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and steal. It just means that you have to be very attentive to her. And if that's a lot to ask, then you shouldn't be. You should go and be with a woman who's, you know, do you know what I mean? An older woman who's already lived her life, doesn't really care as long as she has somebody there that's fine. Then that's who you should be with. But if you want a woman of value, a woman of a high value woman, a woman of high standards, you also have to be a high valued man. And I feel like a lot of these men aren't high valued men, but they want a high valued woman. And when that high valued woman is presented to them, they can't handle it. Someone said they think they know the meaning of being submissive, but forget they have to love first. Yes, this is what I was saying. So I'm going to go ahead with the Morphe Continuous Spray. This just holds my makeup together. And then after this, I like to go in with my Airbrush Flawless Finish by Charlotte Tilbury. But I'm going to do this in a second. And I want to know, actually, men and women, what does submissive mean to you? And men and women, what does leading mean to you? Because I think at the beginning of a relationship, it's important that both parties have this conversation. What does leading look like to you? So ladies, you need to ask the man, what does leading look like to you? The man needs to ask the woman, what does submissive look like to you? I believe both man and woman should be submissive in a relationship. But I believe the man does the leading, right? But the leading, for me, at early stages, like I said, it isn't a man controlling me. Leading is a man telling me, oh, babe, I've booked a restaurant for us to go out. Oh, babe, I think you should do this next for your business. I think this will really help you to elevate to the next level. Oh, babe, I think I've booked a place for us to go on holiday. Oh, babe, this is a man that's ready to lead. Leading isn't you telling me that I'm doing this. This is what I say and that's it. Do you know what I mean? That's not leading to me. And even in a marriage, leading isn't you saying this is what we're going to do and that's it. No, that's not leading, you know. And I think everybody has a different ideology what leading means. What does submissive mean? Submissive for me means love. Submissive means putting the other person first before myself. Me being submissive isn't me being a doormat. Me being submissive isn't me being treated like crap, being disrespected in my house and taking it all in because I'm a woman. No. Being submissive is putting you first before my needs. Being submissive means respecting you, loving you, never taking you for granted. That's what submissive is. It means me serving you. The same way you leading and loving me as Christ loved the church is you serving me. You know, and I think you need to serve each other in a relationship. We've lost the true meaning of leading and relationships and being submissive. Whew. Yeah, so what does submissive mean to you guys, and what does leading mean to you? Guys, please comment down below because we are getting it wrong. In 2022, we are getting it all wrong. So this is the finished look. This is the look that I did for Saturday, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But we are not done yet. We have more questions and more things to talk about. But I wanted to show you guys this is like my go-to. I love it so much, and I love the shadow. It's really neutral. It's soft glam. We've got some brown. We've got some light pink there. A little bit of shimmer. And I've contoured using the powders and a little bit of highlighter. We love to see it. So someone else also said, babe, Congolese men are scared of luxury. They are intimidated. They run away. And do you guys agree with this saying? And Congolese men, if you're watching, Congolais, luxe parce que bakimaka dépense. Mais sikoyo, this is my thing. Tango yo lingi mwasi, and I'll say this in English as well. Tango lingi mwasi nyonso za dépense. So yo lingi mwasi, il faut ebake, il faut bimisae. Balobi mobali ya bolinga mwasi, il faut osala, parce que mwasi aza dépense. Ok? Tango ozo na mwasi, il faut toujours checker. Est-ce que aza bien? Aza na besoin lokasika. Parce que neti nga na sala nanga. Naza nga na besoin te mobali na osombela nga perruque, asombela nga futela nga ndaku, asala bwe. Mais soki na komi na place na kena mbongo afuta ndaku te. Yom to futa. Soki mwa wana na mbongo perruque te. Yom to futa. Soki oyebi ke mwasi na sala manjaka chaque mois. Okoki ko tshela ti ba 50 livres. Chaque mois otile moi 100 livres paye. Bebe mbongo na ngoyo osala ba besoin na yo. Okoki po osala ngo, mais mibali ni basala ngo te. Yo to préféré moi si asombela kaka yo, asombelo sapatwe, asombelo parfum, asombelo veste, akendara bichesta, asombelo ba sapatu. Mais when was the last time yo go to shop or some people must want to suvit mapamba? Basta la route. Why? Money, nyo so ba ma dépense. Mais ce que so do dépenser na moi si na ote na ba na o dépenser pa nani. Yes, to be que c'est important ko save. Ou save bon na yo, ou start ba business, nyo so pas important. Mais vie ya famille na pas important. Moi si na wa la comfortable pas important. O money. So what I was saying that someone said that, you know, men run away from luxury, they run away from expenses. Women are expensive, women who enjoy a bit of luxury. But what I was saying is that, you know, for me personally, I take care of my home. I pay my bills, I pay my rent, I pay my bills, I take care of me, I buy my food. If I have money left that month and I could buy myself a handbag, why not? The rest goes into my saving or whatever. So when I have a man's duty is to take care of me, right? As much as I'm to take care of him. But if you're a provider and you're a man, you need to know that, okay, having a girlfriend is not free. My hair alone, my wigs are £500. Okay, my nails are expensive. My house I pay is expensive. So you're telling me if I can't pay rent that month, you don't have me covered. What am I doing with you? What am I doing with you? Because when you don't have food, I'm the one that's gonna make food for you. I'll call you, babe, I've made your favorite meal, come pick it up or come drop it at yours. When you can't make that for yourself, when you need help, I'm there. Just to move away from that a little bit, should women help their boyfriends financially? Because I know when you're married is different. You know, you're living in the house together, your finances are together, you're one. So of course, when your husband doesn't have it, you step in because you're helping your household. But when you're with a man who's your boyfriend, as women, do you step in and do you help? Because I've had this conversation with you before, but I want to know if you guys have changed your mind. What do you think about that? Do you step in and say your man needs £200 to pay his rent? Do you step in? And when I say your man, I mean your boyfriend, not your husband. I believe that you have to build trust. You have to build the kind of relationship that you want. If it's like 2 months in and you're asking me for money, that's a red flag. That's a red flag for me. Because I'm thinking, you're meant to be the provider. You're meant to be showing me why I should choose you. You're meant to be showing me that you got me. I should feel secure in you. And you're not even secure in yourself. Do you get it? You're not even secure in yourself. Hence why you're asking me for £200 to pay your rent or to service your car. And I'm not saying that this has happened. It hasn't happened, but I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes men get it twisted, like they forget. If you're meant to be the provider, if you're meant to be showing me, because the thing is, I believe whatever you get at the start of your relationship is what you're going to get for the rest of your life. If the man doesn't take you out on dates, baby girl, he's never going to take you out on a date. He's never going to take you out on a date if at the beginning he doesn't take you out, if at the beginning he doesn't call you, if at the beginning he doesn't say good night, if at the beginning he doesn't send you good morning texts, if at the beginning he's not attentive to you, he's never going to be attentive to you, full stop. That's how it is. And any man that thinks I'm wrong or says it's different, please comment down below. But I believe men show you who they are from the get-go. You know, they show you who they are. If he's not going to take you out, he's not going to change. He's not going to change. And, you know, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Why are you going to rob me of my years to some mediocre relationship when I could be out there enjoying my life with somebody who actually cares, loves and values me and wants to give me the best experiences, you know? And when I speak about money and they say Congolese men are intimidated about money, money is not bad. Money gives you options. Money, about option. And that's not to say that I'm not going to be with somebody who's trying to make it. Of course I would, because a man is a man, but he needs to have the right character. He needs to have the right mindset. he needs to appreciate money and understand that money gives him option. Because money gives him options, money also will elevate the life of his family, his wife and his children. His kids will go to the best schools, his kids will have the best clothes, will have the best experiences. Having money will open the mind of his children, because being able to travel, money allows you to be at certain places. Money, it gives you certain opportunities, you know. So that's how I see it, and a lot of Congolese men perhaps don't see it that way. But Edwige just loves expensive bags, she loves expensive holidays, she loves it's like she loves all this expensive stuff, but are you paying for it for me? Yes, I love the good things in life. Who doesn't? And the thing is, luxury is different to everybody, you know. And let me just tap into it quickly. My luxury is me living comfortably in my home. My luxury is me not lacking. Yeah, those are luxury to me. It's being able to love is luxury. Being able to sleep on a comfortable bed, comfy bed, is my part of luxury. Being able to have a nice sofa is luxury. Being able to eat my favorite meal, being able to go to the shop to buy things, that's luxury to me. Being able to spend time with my loved ones, that's luxury. And being able to go on amazing holidays is my luxury. Being able to have the best quality of things in life and the best quality of life is my luxury. And if you feel intimidated by that, if you feel like my luxury isn't your luxury, fine, because maybe your luxury isn't my luxury, but I'm not going to knock it, because that's your luxury. That's what you enjoy. You know, I'm not going to knock it. And I think often, ladies, we need to ask ourselves, what does this man actually bring to me? What does he bring to me? Because for me, my happiness is important. I need to make sure that I'm with somebody who makes me happy, who wants to work hard to make me happy, somebody who... So I guess the main concern here has just been inconsistency. But like I said, this video is not to attack you guys. It's just that we love you. We want you to do better. We want you to bring more to the table, to really understand what you bring to the table, to understand your role, and to know that, you know, women liking luxury or holidays or wanting to live a good life, it shouldn't be seen as a negative. Because every time I speak to my male friends and I tell them, you know what, I feel like some guys are intimidated by me, or they say that because I like all these nice things, or I like the fun of things in life. And my friends who are men have said, you know what, no, those men are insecure. Men who see a woman that's doing well for herself, a woman that enjoys nice things and provides those nice things for herself, that they ought to be intimidated. But for them to see it as a negative, it means they simply cannot give you that. You know, because being with somebody who's mentally rich is different to being with somebody who's mentally poor. A person who's mentally poor will always see luxury as a negative, will always see luxury as intimidation, will always see it as something that has a bad connotation, when in the real life, it doesn't. It just means that, you know, you value good things, you value good people. A part of luxury for me is having good people in my life, you know, being able to live in your home comfortably. That's luxury. That's luxury. That's softer life for me, you know. But just lastly, there was this video that I saw the other day. I'll put it up again. It peed me off, because some of these men who are so weak, who lack basically, are now starting to date younger girls. When I say young girls, I mean grown men who are like 40 dating women who are 28, women who are 26, because they think it's easier. This for me is a style of grooming. You are grooming these young women because older women will not tolerate your rubbish. Older women expect you to be a man. Older women want a man that's capable. Because a woman that's capable only wants a man that's capable. And because you know you can't step to that, now you are dating younger girls and grooming them and manipulating them. Like, young girls, be careful if you're dating up, because these men really don't want you because you're easy to love. They don't want you because you have so much in common. They don't want you because you're mature for your age. It's literally because they can do this. They can manipulate you, they can dictate you, and it's a lot more easier because you don't know any better. So just be careful. And it really annoys me. It really annoys me when I see messages like that, because it's damaging to younger girls. And as a man who enjoys dating younger women because you can manipulate them, you need to seek God. You need to seek God. You need help. This is not a healthy way of living. You don't have standards for yourself. You don't have values for yourself, because if you valued yourself, if you had standards for yourself, you would not be doing this. How would you feel if a younger man starts dating your daughter and tells the world that he's only dating her because she doesn't know anything? She doesn't know any better, so he can manipulate her. It's easier for him. How would you like it? I'm a big believer of going above and beyond for my person, and for everybody in my life. I will go above and beyond. Unless I physically cannot, then I will apologize. Like, you know what, I'm so sorry, I cannot do that right now. But I will do it for you. I believe in loving people the way they want to be loved, because that's what life is about. When you love somebody, you put them first. By putting them first is understanding their needs, loving them how they want to be loved, you know, and going out of your way to provide that for them. I think that's very important. Often we say we love somebody. How can you love me and not want to love me how I want to be loved? How can you love me and not put me first? How can you love me and not respect me? How can you love me and not secure me and make me feel insecure? Like, how? That's not love. That's not love. You know, how could you say you love me and you're not patient? Love is patient and love is kind. It does not boast. Do you know what I mean? And I think we need to rectify some of these things that we're doing. We're going out here saying that we love, but in truth, we don't. We don't love. And Congolese men, I hope you have watched this video from a positive space and not a negative. Like I said, we're not here to bash you. We love you. We want to be with you. We want to marry you. But we want you to do better. We want you to love us, to understand us, to read your Bible, to rectify where you're going wrong. Because some of the things that the girls have said when you're with a Congolese man, it's all about him. Congolese men are good at dancing and good looking, and that's it. And because they know they're good looking, they don't even give you the bare minimum, because they know that other girls will be falling at their feet, blah blah blah. And that's not a good representation to have. And I know that you guys also have concerns about Congolese girls, so feel free to put that down in the comment section and we can work on it so that we can have better relationships, because, you know, we love you and we want you to do well. Congolese women are amazing, Congolese men are amazing, but when it comes to relationships, I think there's an ego problem. There's no pride in love, you know. And I keep hearing, like, whenever I hear stories, because someone even sent me her story, she was like, "Hey, mi baba Congolende, naza mobali, naza yumate, na mobali." Whenever a man starts to say, "I'm a man," I'm not. How do you say "human" in English? Like, I'm not a fool. I'm not an idiot in love, basically, kind of thing. Whenever a man starts saying that, we have a problem. You shouldn't even be saying that. So kutubandolo naza mobali wana naza mobali na yuma te yuma na love azalagate. There's no humor in love. There's no zoba pena bulingwa azalagate. Gangster, there's no gangster in love, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no gangster in love. There's no master. There's no. When you love somebody, you're both equal. You're the same. Obviously, you have a leader, you have a helper, you know, but we're both as important. We should both come as one. When you come as one, there's no pride, there's no ego, you know. But yeah, that was the message for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Please comment down below and let me know if you agree with the points, with the comments that I've made. Again, this video was never to bash anyone. It's just to bring us all together so that we can learn and do better in our relationships. As a single women, we want to find true love. We want to find men who are going to love us and appreciate us. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. I hope you loved the makeup look. Hair is from Main Opulence. friends. That's my girl. She got me covered. This is an Giorgio wig. I will leave all the details in the description. I love it. She named it after me. Isn't she a beauty? We love to see it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.